some a gallon of Gatorade because I got to replace those electrolytes.
Nice. You brewed that up, did you?
Pete, the Christopher Columbus of Cascade. What do we got? You know why I called you Christopher Columbus of Cascade?
You wanted to insult me?
No, because we're exploring a new world.
Yeah.
Of
Magellan would have done just as well.
This alliteration.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry.
The Magellan of Mosaic.
There you go.
Give me that real quick.
That's good.
Give me
That's
that.
good.
I'm glad that you can enjoy your Italian heritage.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Why not? What do we got? What's going on with all this? What do we got?
I don't know, man. You brought these in this morning. Look at this.
I know.
Can we get a close up? Look at those beautiful. Where's the camera? Right here. Look at that.
So
Jason grew these.
yeah, if you got one of our hop rhizomes from in the spring and planted it, or even didn't plant it, sometimes you gotta just leave them. You know, I just left mine on the porch for a few weeks before I planted it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very hardy.
Yeah.
We could terraform Mars with these things. Just shoot them up to Mars.
So you need like strings. They grow vertically, right?
Mhm.
So I see a lot of people get like
Yeah.
sticks on the side of their house, and
That's right.
and they go straight up, right?
We had it going up on a line by our screened-in porch, and at first it looks lovely. You feel like you're in Tuscany or something.
Yeah.
But now my wife is like, "What's going on with these hop vines?"
Does it start looking unkempt?
It's a little bit
Yeah,
unkept.
your HA might be sending you a letter.
You know, they're a bunch of bastards. But everybody hates the HOA until you need one. It's like lawyers. But what do I do now, Pete? That's the problem.
Yeah, can you brew with hops that you grew?
That you just like we got a nice little hop cone here. What,
Yeah.
What do we do with it? Meanwhile, we're doing that. We're going to try this
Yeah.
mystery beer, and that's
So-
the end of talking about.
So
the
a lot of our
hops.
customers bought those and have been very successful in growing their own hops. And this year, the rhizomes we were selling were Cascade, right? So this is Cascade, which is an excellent hop. I mean, I think it's one of those dual-purpose hops. You can you can bitter with it, and you can aroma. But some of the things I learned about brewing with your own hops was these things have a lot more water. Water.
Water, if you're from Delco.
Crick water.
Okay, Delco. Shout out to our Delco peeps.
So there's a couple of different things. One of the trickiest things is knowing the alpha. So when you buy our pellets in the store, they'll tell you the AA, right? The alpha rating for bittering.
Yeah.
So most folks are using their homegrown stuff for aroma hops, late stage. Yeah, so
Alpha acid.
So one of the challenges with brewing with the own hops is it's difficult with typical home brewer type of resources. You're not going to know the alpha, so you're better off not hopping with it. Plus, you need to use 5 to 6 times more of what you normally would. So if you're used to using pellet hops and you get you're doing 3 ounces of dry hop of Cascade, you would have to multiply that by 5. Like you would have to do 15 ounces.
Okay.
But you could also, which is something that's a lot of people might have, is dehydrated. So dehydrating will bring it down to the same weight, like to a pellet. So you can do an ounce for an ounce.
Okay.
Well, but
so you're taking out the water weight of it.
You're taking out the water weight, exactly. And but you still won't know the alpha. There are things you can do if you're really into it. We brewed with Alan. Alan brought in a huge bag of nugget, and we brewed with that this year, and it came out really good. But again, if you really want to know the alpha, you can do some of your own tests, but you could also send it out to, there's different labs. You just Google it and
so for the bittering, you can either go back to the pellets so you can know what the alpha is, or just kind of go sort of like chef style, throw it in there.
Go for the aroma.
And then
because you really can't have too much aroma, right?
You know, depends. Well, we got. What do you think of the aroma on this mystery beer?
Smells good. A little piney.
It's still pretty straightforward IPA.
The West Coast. It looks like a West Coast.
But
which would typically be a little more bitter, right?
Which I get a little bit of
Yeah,
this.
it's good. It's got a nice balance, actually.
So it's from a Delaware or Delaware area brewery, probably. This is again is from
Like maybe a Miss Billion.
Mississippian. I was going
Did I say that wrong?
No,
Mississippian.
it's good.
Okay.
Space Otter. Nice and clear. It looks like somebody's flagship IPA. I would say Dogfish Head.
It's not a 60 minute. 60 minute, I think, is a little more bitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I like this.
So you're gonna say Mississippian?
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna say Blue Earl Walking Blues IPA, which is
Okay. You're wrong, but
I'm guessing based on the size of the can.
yeah.
I know Blue Earl has that size level
Yep.
of
So
distribution.
does Mississippian. Yeah.
And a lot of the breweries that we're doing in that thing don't have this size can in distribution.
Mm-hmm. Right. A lot of
so-
pounders out there these days, right?
So what we got?
Is it? Is it Dogfish?
You are wrong, my friend. It is 60 minute.
It is 60 minute. It's good.
Yeah. God, I didn't know that. This is the second week in a row that we unveiled, and it was a Dogfish Head beer. Last week it was Liquid Truth Serum.
Mm.
It was really nice IPA, which I think I prefer a little bit to this.
Mm.
It's 7%.
Okay.
A nice, clean, crisp IPA. What is 60 minute percent? I don't know. But
And 60 minute, right? That refers to it's continuously hopped, right? Wasn't that like a Dogfish thing?
Yeah, it's like
they
the
have
same
they have some
calculation.
system where it.
yeah, so if you go to the Dogfish Head Brewery in Milton, and how you doing? Do the tour. You know that old electric football game that vibrated,
Yeah.
and the players would move in sort of like random
Yeah.
fashion around the board.
Right.
When you and I were kids before,
That's right.
before video games,
Yeah, yeah.
you'd have like random football players moving around.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sam Colgione like drilled a hole in the corner of it and put his hops on the thing above the kettle.
Yeah.
And just turn it on, and so like continuously out like
During
little
the
by
boil,
little,
right.
Little by little,
That's
would
pretty
go
cool.
in. So
Yeah.
so
Very clever.
and that electric football game is. I don't know if it's the same one, but it's in a little museum that they built.
Oh, cool.
in Milton.
Yeah, I've never been on the
Yeah.
tour down there.
It's nice. It's worth
Yeah.
it. It's fun. So, okay, we learned a little bit about hops. We failed again on our mystery beer. And one of these days it's going to be Mississippian because I know it's in there somewhere
Yeah.
in the fridge. All right, listen, last thoughts on hops.
One
Okay.
last note, I did jot a few things down. Was if you are harvesting them, or when you harvest them, if you're not dehydrating them, you want to use them as soon as possible.
Okay.
So to get the most out of it, the
So
most aroma.
we're going to use the fresh ones picked, put them in there, calculate
5 to 6 times,
6 times.
right, of a pellet.
We're going to do them towards the
Yeah.
end of the boil so it's
Yeah,
more
and
aroma.
probably stick to the end because you're not going to know the alpha unless you can, but just for typical home brewers,
Yeah.
that probably won't go that far. But it's really cool growing. You know, it's already cool making your own beer,
Yeah.
and then you're growing some of the ingredients. That's like uber cool, right? It's a whole
And then you
another level.
You got to
of
put
cool.
your own field of barley and then
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
malt it on your
Yeah.
garage floor.
Yeah.
And
Then you're really there.
but this is I love it. I
Yeah.
love the process of this is the second year for this vine, so it got really big. It's got
Yeah.
tons of
Well,
cones
and
on
you
it.
know what? That brings up a good point.
Uh-huh.
I think they mature,
Yeah.
right? So your third year
Yeah.
of harvesting is when they really start to come alive, right?
Yeah.
A little more potent with their aromas.
I have enough, I think, on this vine to sort of like have some fun with it, throw it into a batch. But I think next year is going to be the year where stuff
Yeah.
gets serious about it.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for enlightening us about your
Anytime.
homegrown hops.
Anytime. Thanks,
All right.
Jason.
See ya.
See ya.